Welcome to Golf in the Villages. My name's Duncan Price. This is me at the 17th at Sawgrass. I am a golf enthusiast, but not just that. I work in golf, I organise golf tournaments, and I also have the illustrious privilege of being able to caddy on tour. So I've seen a few golf courses, a few setups, and I've seen more grass than I care to wish for. Um, I am commonly known in and around the villages as the guy with the goofy pants, and hopefully I will see you around. This video is intended to be educational for those of you who are looking to move down to the villages. If you're a golfer, this is a fantastic place to live and work. With a variety of courses and lengths, we've got 9-hole executive courses, we've got fully championship courses up to 7,300 yards, and just a variety of little chipping areas, putting greens, and a variety of short courses as well. Simply driving down the road, looking at the courses is so pleasing to many a golfer. It just brightens up your day. So if you're a scratch golfer or you're a complete beginner, there really is something here for everybody. We're going to break this down into a set of 3 videos. We're going to look at when you first get to the villages, what you can do before you get to the villages to join golf groups, how to book tee times here because it is a little bit different, and then we're going to run through everything else that is golf in the villages. So if you've got questions, please leave them in the comments, like this post, and subscribe to the Villages Uncovered. I feel I'm in a unique position to give you a detailed insight into golf in the villages. I wanted to wait a little bit. I've now been here a little over a year. I've played just about every championship course, I think other than 2. And I've played a lot of the 9-hole courses, which we will get to shortly. So this is going to be a 3-part series due to the number of courses that we have to get through. And also the detail here, want to be as comprehensive as we possibly can. We're going to look at the best places to live for golf courses, different costs, trail fees, and of course the courses themselves, the setup, the conditions, ease of access, how to find groups in the villages, and much, much more. But also going to give you the honest opinion of my biggest gripes. It isn't all rosy manicured fairways and greens, unfortunately, but for the most part we're going to give it a pretty positive outlook here. So where do we start? One would suggest the most important decision as you are thinking of moving to the villages is where to live. It's something we see time and time again. People move here, realise that they've moved to the wrong location for their specific needs or aspirations, and they move again. We've just seen it with a couple of our friends. They moved here. One was a year ago, one was 18 months ago. Both realised that they didn't like the location they've moved to for various reasons, and they have both moved again. So obviously that incurs double moving costs, double closing costs, and everything else that revolves around moving. When we're looking specifically at golf, if we take a look at the map, you're going to clearly see here a divide, and it's quite staggering to see the number of golf courses that are what we call north of 44. So we're going to break the map down. As you can see, if you look at it from top to bottom, at the top here we've got Route 42. As we come down Buena Vista, we have 466. If you keep coming down Buena Vista or Morse, which are the major arteries inside the villages, you've got 466A. And then coming down, you've got Route 44 and then the Turnpike. So looking at how many golf courses are north of Route 44. On the championship side of things, you have 12 of the current 15. And I know this map only says that there are 14, but there's actually 2 more that have been added down south, Shallow Creek and Woodlands. So 12 of the current 15 golf courses are north of Route 44. Now, again, if you're new to the villages, just about everything north of 44 has been constructed. All of the new construction is going on around the turnpike and south. So that means if you're looking at a new house, your golfing opportunities are going to be somewhat limited. And with the number of people down there and only right now 3 courses, there is a 4th on the docket, Meadow View, but that's at least 18 months to 2 years out. So it's not a large concentration of courses down south. And the same with the executive courses. Again, if we look at the map north of 44, 35 of the current 43 courses are north of Route 44. The other thing you have to consider is travel time. People don't realise how big the villages is. If you look at number 11 on the map, number 11 is right where I live, just to give you an idea of north to south. If I go north up to the furthest north, it's 9.3 miles. It's 20 minutes by car. But most importantly, it's 32 minutes by golf cart. The vast majority of the courses you will try and travel to by golf cart. That way you can just use your cart to go around the golf course. If we compare that to going south, it's a significant distance. It's 13.1 miles, which is roughly 33 minutes in a car, remembering that the speed limit is quite low here in the villages. But by cart, it's 49 minutes. So if you have a battery operated cart, even a lithium battery, you're going to struggle to get all the way down, play 18 holes and get all the way back up to where you live. So where do a lot of the golfers reside? Well, golfers reside everywhere. But one of the things that was very important to me was also having practice facilities very, very handy. And there are absolutely no practice facilities just south of 466A. Sarasota driving range is literally right on 466A, just to the south. But south of that, there is nothing as far as driving ranges right now. Most of the driving ranges, again, are going to be in the northern area. So you've got Sarasota right by 466A. In between 466A and 466, you have Palmer. And then north of 466, you have Lopez and Glenview. So again, if you're one of those people that likes to practice, likes to spend a lot of time on the range, again, carefully consider where you live in the villages. So that's really to give you an idea of how the size and scope of the villages is and where the largest concentration of the courses are. So while we're on the subject of practice facilities, let's just take a little look at what practice facilities are and aren't available. As we said, there are 4 driving ranges where you can warm up before playing 18 holes. All of the other championship courses have nets that you can hit in to warm up. All of the championship courses have practice putting greens. Some of them have practice chipping greens, and we'll get into that more in video 2, letting you know what's at each specific location. And then there are 2 bunker practice facilities. Again, both of these are up north at Lopez and Glenview. There is a practice bunker at Palmer, but it's generally reserved for instruction only. As well as the championship courses and the executive courses, there are also 4 pitch and putt courses, and there are also 4 putting greens. I'm going to be perfectly candid and honest with you. The standard of the greens at the pitch and putt courses are very poor. This is one of my biggest gripes. This is great if you've got relatives in town who aren't golfers, kids visiting. Take them out of the pitch and putt. If I ever go to the pitch and putt, my favourite is Marsh View down south. This is right by Edna's on the green. And you can sit outside, listen to music, have a drink. I just simply take a pitching wedge with me. Most of the holes are from 60 yards to about 110, 120 yards. I just take one wedge out with me and just mess around with the wife and any guests that we may have in town. The putting greens, the standard of the turf is a little bit better, but it's still not up to the quality of the championship practice putting greens and the putting greens on the championship courses. If you are a golfer and you want to improve your putting, I would simply look to go to a championship course and practice there. So we asked ourselves the question of, where would you like to live if you were a very avid golfer? It's generally considered an advantage to live what we call between the sixes. So between 466 and 466A. Or you can live just above or below those lines. The closer you get to Lake Sumter, the more centrally located you are. But you will pay a small premium the closer you get to Sumter. Also, just to advise, if you are looking for a house or patio villa that looks onto any of the golf courses, this will, or you will pay a small premium for having that golf course view. There are a lot of houses with golf course views. They've done a phenomenal job of designing the houses around the golf courses. So good luck house hunting if you need assistance. This is why we do these videos. My wife is a realtor here in the Villages, and you'll see her card throughout these videos. Give her a call. She's an avid golfer herself and can recommend to you the house of your dreams. So you've decided on a location, you've been here, you've found a house, and now you are looking to get into some of the golf groups in the Villages. There are a variety of groups that play every day. Some are organised by the Villages. This is typically Tuesday morning, Thursday morning. And then there are a series of tournaments run by the Villages, which we'll get into in video 2 on the championship courses. But you don't know anybody, you haven't got any friends, you're wanting to meet new people. The quickest and easiest way to find golfers in the Villages is to post something on social media. Facebook seems to be the social media of choice, although you do have Instagram and other means as well. But get yourself on there, simply posting, hey, moving to the Villages, looking for a beginner golf group, an intermediate golf group, an advanced golf group, and you will have a variety of responses of groups looking to play. Some are morning groups, some are evening groups, and you can take your pick whether you're retired or, like I am, still working. I play in a Thursday night group, and then there is a 9-hole group that goes out at 7:30 on Tuesday mornings. So I can generally play 9 holes in an hour and a quarter, come home, shower, and be ready in my home office. So there you go. I hope this helps. So, not going to lie to you, the next little bit of this video may get a little bit boring and tedious. This is where we show you how to book a tea time. So if you're not ready yet to book a tea time, or you're not interested, you can simply end this video now and move to episode 2. So as you can see on this slide, typically you're going to go to, there's 2 ways to book a tea time. You can go to thevillages.net or you can make a phone call. Far easier to use the website. So you're going to go to thevillages.net, click on golf, enter your username, password, and then the next page that comes up, you're going to select who you are, you're going to put in your PIN and continue onwards. Then you come to the tea time system page. This is the most confusing page of all. So there are 2 links that primarily you're going to use. Request and templates. This will allow you to schedule golf from 3 days out to 7 days out. And then underneath that, reservation view with open tee times. This is where you can actually select the course and the time that you are playing and schedule that from 1 to 4 days out. So we're going to click on request and templates. Remember, this is for 3 to 7 days out. As you can see, the next screen is our tea time system screen. So here we are now on September 29th. You can see, I can see 3 days ahead of time and then 4 days in front of that, up to 7 days. So I want to play on Friday, October the 3rd. I select that date. Underneath that, you're going to see another drop down, which will say maximum number of golfers. Obviously, you can have 2 to 4, 1 to 4, any guests. Course type, you can click championship or executive, and then you can click any course, yes or no. If you want to play a specific course, you're going to say yes. If you don't mind playing 1 or 2, you can say no, and then they will schedule your course based on availability and the time to play. So once you've filled in all of those details, the next screen it's going to show you is all of the championship courses available to play on that Friday. Now, depending whether they're air rating or doing any maintenance to the courses, may limit where you can play. So as you can see, I've selected Tierra del Sol, and the way I do this is to click on it on the left and then simply add it via the arrows there, and then I can move my selections up or down depending on my preferences. So Tierra del Sol first, Palmer Legends second, and Mallory third. They are my 3 choices of where I would like to play on Friday. The next screen is going to be my golfer selection screen. I'm simply going to enter the golfer IDs, select the name, and then hit enter. Once you've hit enter, you are good to go for that reservation. Now we're going to take a look at reservation where you can view open tee times. So this was the second drop down on the original home page. So now you can see, as I said before, we're making this reservation on the 29th. I can see the following 3 days. So I can select one of these days. I can select the golfers that want to play, and I can actually select the specific golf course if I want to. I always find it easier to view open times by course rather than open times by play time. If you do it by play time, you are going to have a very long list. So try and select view open times by course. If it's a local course, great. Or if it's one in the distance that you want to play. You can see specifically what times are open there. Our next slide. So once I hit open times by course, enter the golfers, and then our next slide is going to give you a long list of all of the times here. So this is Palmer Legends that I've selected, And you can see you can start at certain nines. There are 3 nines at the majority of the courses. So depending on what 9 you want to start on, select that by simply adding the number of golfers in the left-hand box and then hit enter, and then you are good to go with your reservation. So we're going to finish the first video here, and I hope you found this informative. Our next 2 videos are going to deal with specifically all of the championship courses, and then the last video specifically all of the executive courses. So like and subscribe, and happy hitting on the golf course.